Getting started in sim racing can be difficult, and particularly in iRacing, where the online racing really raises the stakes. In this video, I'm going to cover some of the most common mistakes we see from new drivers in iRacing so you don't make them. The first problem we see from new drivers in iRacing is that they create a lot of understeer in the car. Now, understeer, if you don't know, is when you turn the steering wheel and the car doesn't turn as much as you expect it to because the front tyres are sliding across the surface of the track. The car is literally understeering. Now, there are many reasons why your car may be understeering, but the first thing that we see is that it is normally triggered when a driver is braking too hard and trying to turn the car. If you think of your front tyres of the car having a finite amount of grip and you're already using all of that grip for slowing the car down, for braking before you turn into a corner. If you keep the brakes at the same level and try to turn the car into the corner, the tyres haven't got enough grip to turn as well as decelerate. So while most of the time this comes from the driver having too much braking pressure and trying to turn, it can also be caused by dead zones with your pedal setup. So be sure to have some kind of dead zone in your brake pedal so you're not heavily on the brakes when you're turning into a corner. The next problem that we see with understeer is when drivers simply try to turn the car too aggressively into a corner. This will shock the front tyres, causing them to skid over the top of the surface of the track. This problem can often be compounded by the driver adding more and more steering angle as they go through the corner, trying to get the car to turn even though those front tyres are already skidding. And the final problem that we see with understeer is when a driver will overheat or overcook the front tyres. Now, this can be caused by a simple lockup going to a corner, and it's something that is quite particular to iRacing. If you lock up, the surface temperature of the tyre will increase, and then for the next few corners, the tyre won't give you the optimum amount of grip. The next common mistake that we see from drivers in iRacing is with their braking. A lot of the time, drivers will either try to brake too late or get on the brake pedal too slowly. And obviously there's a sweet spot somewhere in the middle for your braking trace. If you're finding that your car is arriving at the corner and everything feels a little bit messy, the car doesn't feel fluid, it's likely that you are getting on the brakes too late and trying to decelerate the car too quickly. This means that the platform of the car is moving around too much as you try to enter the corner. Now, it seems, of course, that braking later would be faster, but actually a lot of drivers would do better to brake a little bit earlier and carry more speed through the corner rather than trying to make up all the time on the brakes. Before you try to brake at the ultimate latest braking point, you should ensure that your car feels fluid through the apex. If you're missing apexes and running wide outside of the corner, this should be a good indication that you are indeed braking too late. The second issue with braking is when drivers are actually getting on the brake pedal too slowly. This usually comes from them trying to protect those front tyres from locking up when they initially get on the brakes. However, some drivers take this to the extreme and get on the brake pedal very gently, too gently, where they're actually having to brake the car too early in the braking zone. In general, you'll want to make sure that you get to your peak braking pressure as quickly as you can, especially in high downforce cars. Otherwise, you'll be getting on the brakes too early. So make sure that you physically move your foot from the accelerator to the brake as quickly as you can. Or if you're left foot braking, that you transition both of the pedals in a smooth way. And this is something that you can practice just in a straight line when you're in the sim, because of course we don't want to be braking too slowly, but we also don't want to be braking too hard and lock up those front tyres. So finding that sweet spot is absolutely critical. One thing to note is that if you are driving a car that has aerodynamics, downforce, you'll have to decrease your brake pressure as the car slows down. So imagine arriving at a corner at 150 miles an hour. At that point, the car has lots of downforce and lots of grip, so you can really push the brake pedal hard. However, as the speed falls off the car, the downforce decreases and therefore the overall amount of grip also decreases. So if you were to keep the same initial brake pressure as the speed decreases, the tyres will eventually lock up. So you'll need to make sure that you bleed off the brakes in a car that has aero. The next most common mistake that we see in iRacing is to do with racecraft, and particularly over defending. Of course, nobody likes getting overtaken, but it's important to know when to defend and when not to. The most common thing that we see is drivers defending too early. When you begin to defend too early, all you do is cost yourself lap time, and actually it means that the driver behind will likely catch you up. So knowing the right time to defend is critically important. So make sure that you do not defend too early and you'll pick your moment appropriately. The next problem that we see with defending is when a driver will defend too aggressively, potentially causing contact out on the track. If you're defending too aggressively, keeping the car right on the inside into a lot of corners or moving around in the braking zones, you'll likely have contact and slow yourself down even more, potentially allowing other competitors to catch you up and overtake you as well. And the final note here on defense problems is when a driver just doesn't let go of a position, even when it's clear that they are going to be overtaken. So once a driver is up the inside of you, has their nose ahead, it's time to pull yourself back onto the racing line and lose as little lap time as you possibly can. Now, of course, I'm not saying that we should be allowing drivers to overtake us very easily, but know when the job has been done by another driver and minimize any damage to your lap time. If you do get yourself back on the right racing line, you may be able to learn a thing or two from the driver ahead of you and perhaps even overtake them in a lap or two's time. If you want to get faster in sim racing and fulfill your potential on track, make sure that you check out these other videos which we think you'll love. Please make sure you subscribe to the Driver61 Sim Racing channel, and I'll catch you in the next video. Cheers and goodbye.